Hello, everyone. This is Venus Brown. I'm going to be doing a reaction for Season 3, Episode 2 of The Crown, Margaretology. So it looks like we're going to get a little bit of background on Margaret, which I am looking forward to. Now, for anybody interested, I have started doing reactions to another TV drama called This Is Going to Hurt. It's comical, touches on some serious issues. And from what I understand, because I did find a couple of doctors that I actually watch on YouTube who have done reactions to it, my understanding is that for some people, the show can be a little triggering because some of the stuff is so on the nose. I am not experienced with the European healthcare system, other than some of the stuff that I have looked into when it comes to transgender healthcare. If you are interested, I've found the first episode a bit shocking, but very amusing. I do have access. It's just not on Amazon Prime. Now let's get to The Crown, Season 3, Episode 2, Margaretology. And now I gotta go check on the food. It's at least ready to flip over. I'm being really lazy today, and we're just having corn dogs and tater tots. So just heat them up, flip them over, heat them up, and they're ready.
Book of my photographs.
You are clever. Take time to really relax too. Good to one another.
It's my favorite books.
Kind
Books of
to one
photographs. Whether you have reading to do in
Says
them
she felt
or
the need
not,
to say that.
still enjoy them.
What? They're complicated.
She and I are complicated.
It's true. Number one and number two.
Who's number one?
You, whose tragedy it is to have been born number two.
That is my burden.
She knows it too.
She does. That's her burden.
Okay, for the intro, I believe I can pull it from the first episode. Just cut a little smidgen out and use that as the intro. And here's the intro to The Crown, Season 3. If you like this content, leave me a like or a follow. If you click that little bell and click subscribe, you can get more notifications for content once it comes out. See you when I see ya. And there it is, The Crown.
The President refuses to take his call. The holder of this office has the warmest relationship with Downing Street. Think of Churchill and Roosevelt, or Truman and Attlee, Macmillan and JFK.
No need to keep mentioning Jack Kennedy like that.
Keep mentioning.
He was
Unhelpful.
one
President Johnson
president
is
out
his
of the
own man.
many the guy listed.
Of course, marriage.
It's kind of pretty.
No, screw the Brits. I don't like them. I never liked them. They're not looking down at you through their noses. They're holding their hands out like beggars. And I don't give a crap about any special relationship. Harold Wilson wants my help. He should have thought about that when he refused to support me over Vietnam. You can't screw a man in the ass and then expect him to buy you flowers.
Hi. See how this relationship is going.
Funeral.
Yes, on account of a cold.
Well, that was the explanation the White House gave, but it persuaded no one. I wondered, in the past, and given the predicament the country finds itself in economically...
You'd like us to roll out the red carpet, make a bit of a fuss.
Please.
All right, three wise men. See what they have to say.
Okay, so he seems to like adjust his suit and cough and stuff like that. He looks like he feels very uncomfortable in that suit. Is that his discomfort in the suit or in his position? Or is there something wrong? Just wondering if anybody has a clue. Because like I said in the last episode, I don't remember anything about this prime minister. And that was the food, so I gotta go and check on it.
Margaret is a more vibrant, modern, and engaging version of her older sister.
Modern,
right.
engaging
To
version
those
of her
accustomed-
sister.
Great success.
Margaret.
Margaretology.
Try not to smile.
That was my background, that last scene. And he looks delighted.
When it suits you.
When the people are ugly and dull.
Oh gosh.
The alcohol made you feel good and blunted your judgment.
That's right.
Yes.
Sometimes
please.
it pays to know the
Exactly.
person you are
It's not
marrying
blunted my
before you marry
judgment
them.
to your mean-spirited general pusillanimity. Small-mindedness. Come to think of it.
Love those
didn't
shoes.
recognize you.
I would not wear them, but love them.
Actually, what is not easy?
Second fiddle to a pygmy princess.
It will be entirely on you and your book.
About moral.
Yes, sir. That's as good as it gets. Civil Guard of Honor, but never a weekend shoot in Scotland. No one has gotten that.
Oh gosh. Still.
That's a long flight.
Yeah.
Followed by a long stay
Set
at some
aside
creepy
your
haunted
pride
weathers,
and
which would involve research.
you get people that already know
That's
the
still good
information and let them advise
Then
you.
everybody'd laugh at me and they'd
Which is
say
what your
I wasn't no
advisors
Jack
are
Kennedy who would
for.
know exactly.
No response, man.
What?
House set under the Santa Rita Mountains in miles and miles of wide open desert.
I'm not fond of wide open desert. I've done field exercises in wide open desert. It's just not appealing to me. When I watch episodes of Breaking Bad, that's pretty much what I think about the area that they're in. Desert, and I definitely wouldn't want to be there.
Tell me everybody's pissed.
The general view seems to be that no one gets to insult the crown, sir. It's like treason or something.
It's like
have I
treason or
insulted the
something.
crown?
By not
Just haven't replied. Now don't you do this.
Same
for
thing.
me. This whole thing going on over there. Head of state,
Trying to look
Prime
away.
Minister, Buckingham Palace. All right. Come up with a plan.
this is the
At
plan.
least he's washing
Right.
his hands. Way too many
Who in
people
God's
I've
name is
seen that
that?
do not wash their hands after using the facilities, and I just find that so gross. I am not the cleanest person. I am not the most graceful person. I don't abide by a lot of traditions, but wash my hands after going to the restroom. Not just because you're going to the restroom, but because you're picking up all
Just to
sorts of
say,
germs
we've
throughout the day.
finally come back with an invitation of their own to dinner at the White House.
For me?
No, for Princess Margaret.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
she'll
cunning.
love that.
Yes.
That way, President Johnson can't be accused of snubbing my offer.
To win over hearts and minds to the British cause of the utmost delicacy.
There's
Princess
Margaret.
Margaret's not the most
Yes, well, that
delicate
would be
person, but
marriage.
she can gain a lot of fanfare.
So will you ask her?
Instructions.
Please.
But we also know that if Princess Margaret is given
well.
instructions, she is
suppose the
not good
situation
at
is so
following
dire.
them. I like it though. Her fans are Margaretologists.
Your Royal Highness.
It's kind of cute, like inventive name.
I should make it clear that nothing is going to stop me from supporting my husband.
Just like you asked me to. Margaret.
I was gonna say, hang up because she'll keep on. I hope I'm not going too far back. This chair is much more comfortable than my other chair. I got it to help out with my neck and everything. Just better posture. But reclines nicely, and I like the reclining. Like rocking, reclining, all of that.
You to do amounts to much more than simply attending a dinner.
So he's
Currently,
going too.
there
That
are
means he's
matters
going to miss
pertaining to
his
this country's
book
future
launch.
prosperity
I guess he
on
can
our
do it on a
part.
different day, but
We must heal the
that's like a
divisions
lot
that
of
are
planning
emerging
and
between
stuff
Britain
to
and
just
its American cousins.
toss out the window for
You
another
often
day.
lamented could not be more crucial. Britain currently has a deficit of £800 million. What we need is a bailout of at least 1,000 million.
Put all the pressure on her
Only
shoulders.
the Americans can give it to us.
But to devalue the pound.
And that's bad.
Devaluation. It would relegate sterling to the 2nd division of the world's currencies and Britain to the 3rd division of the world's economies. Ruin.
Even I know devaluation is bad.
Princess Margaret made remarks about the late President Kennedy
Oh boy.
that were less than...
Distinctly underwhelmed. I'm sorry. Did
But
I
is
say
this
something
going to
wrong?
help
I
her
do
in the
know
long
these
run
days
because the
one's not
president
allowed
seems to be
to
so
think anything
angsty
other
about
than what a great statesman.
being in his
Say
shadow?
nothing, Lyndon.
As vice president, I've spent my whole life as vice queen. Except that came out wrong, vice queen.
Is there a strategy in place to deal with the fallout?
Oh, no, there's no fallout.
See?
What?
See?
The
What
President
did I
Johnson
say?
agreed, thoroughly, enthusiastically, then led to a drinking contest.
Uh-oh.
Last man standing is the winner.
Challenge accepted.
Which in turn led to a limerick contest.
Limericks.
Yes, ma'am. Off colour.
Well,
Well, go on then.
you might be glad they weren't there.
Delaware.
In her underwear. A terrible prude.
She would never go nude, and her bum, hips, and tits she would never bear. With an enormously large...
Johnson?
That was long enough. As it were.
Any more?
Who used a dynamite stick as a phallus.
They found her. You've made it this far.
They found her vagina in North Carolina.
And her arsehole in Buckingham Palace.
Oh my goodness.
Bravo.
Then,
Great song.
Margaret was all the things I'd specifically begged her not to be.
You're all those things too.
No, I'm not. I'm predictable. Depend to be dazzling on occasion too.
You are dazzling.
Sometimes you are.
You're a dazzling cabbage.
Cabbage.
Very well played.
Sometimes it takes a different kind of star to win people over. And in that circumstance, it definitely seemed like it took her type of star.
Bongs. And your bongs for all the men to whom it matters so much.
Bones in the bones.
But I'd be lying if doing it more often. Doing what? Sharing duties.
Liking that idea.
But we didn't share presented crown and country with,
Mm-hmm.
I think we can agree, having nothing to do is soul-destroying. All I'm asking is if you were prepared to share a little more.
Meaningful role. Suffers in health and happiness.
I mean, look how much you hated not having a
And in
role,
terms of expanding
having a
the role,
lesser role than the
sharing the job a
queen.
bit more.
Here's the thing. We were not born equal. The brilliant, the individualistic, and the dangerous. Serious diplomacy can be achieved through drinking and dancing. Let Margaret have the glory.
Well, it can be,
Let's not
but she can
rewrite
be
the
dangerous
constitutional
because she is
rulebook
unpredictable and doesn't
because she got
follow
lucky
rules.
with us.
And where does
You can
Queen.
still occasionally send her
She's your
off to do
dangerous
things
baby
that
sister.
she is well equipped to do. Like, you don't need to maintain misery at every step.
Be from the wings.
But what she wants to do can still be a form of support. You can still take advantages of her qualities. She can still be in a supportive position while also doing the things that she is asking to do. Help out with those things that the queen is not well suited to. That is a form of support. And even in nature, they also do things sometimes to make things a little bit more balanced. Not all the time, but every once in a while. And that's all she's asking for. Maybe my ideas are too idealistic, and that's just unsuitable for the crown. It just seems stupid to me. That was Season 3, Episode 2, Margaretology. I will see you next time for Episode 3.
Till next time,
See you when I see you. If you like this video, please click the like button. If you want more content, click subscribe. If you click that little bell and click all, then you'll get more content notifications.